Welcome to the Keystone Sports Network.
Hello and welcome back to the Keystone Kickoff Show. I'm Jim Galante, and as promised, our guest is Penn State women's softball coach Clarisa Crowell. Coach, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me back. Excited to catch up today.
Yes, so am I. We got to chat a few weeks ago when we did the event at Doggy's Pub. That was a lot of fun. You were a fantastic guest. You were so fantastic, I needed to invite you back for more.
Well, I appreciate that, but I had fantastic hosts as well. And yes, we had my student athlete and I, Caitlin Morrison, had a great time. So just happy to be back to talk about Penn State softball. So,
well, that's the other reason why we invite you back. If you're losing, we don't invite you on. When you win, you get the invitation. 28-8 overall. I've got you 7-2 in the conference and second place. You've got to be pretty with results so far of your team.
Yeah, obviously, the numbers are great for where we are right now, and really proud of our team's success. But we don't really get caught up in the results and the wins, and really just try to have a 1-0 mentality, and just happy with how our kids have been playing the game. We've had some tough games, and just really happy with how we've responded during hard and challenging times. And I say it all the time, and I truly believe it. I think our kids are tough and gritty, and I think that's been a big part of our success this year. And I think Sunday is indicative of their toughness and grittiness with our win against Nebraska, because it was a tremendous game and one of the best games we've played all year.
Well, let's talk about that series a little bit. You went on the road, conference opponent. Nebraska was undefeated in the conference going into this series. And now, as you typically do, it's a 3-game series, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Split the first 2 games, Friday and Saturday. So on Sunday, you're behind late in the game, tie it up in the 7th inning. It goes 10 innings, extra innings before you win the game, win the series. That's got to do a lot for the team confidence to win that kind of way.
It was huge, especially how the Saturday game went. We talked to our kids about really all we control is how we respond. And it was an incredible game. And most importantly, our kids just played the game hard, and they played the game until the very last out. And we decided as a coaching staff to put Bridget, our pitcher, and Bridget's only had 9 at-bats on the year. She hasn't really seen a live arm in a couple of months. She hasn't been in a game offensively since February. And we just had an inkling that, we just wanted to change something up offensively to give us a spark. And in the bottom of the 6th, she actually gave up a 2-run home run, which that doesn't happen very often with Bridget because she's a down ball pitcher. Nebraska goes up 4-2 in the 6th inning. And then in the 7th inning, we've got a runner on first base. Bridget she's in a 3-2 count with 1 out. She's just having a gritty at bat, and she puts one over the fence, and we tie it up. And she's our Bridget, and our defense is able to hold Nebraska down for a few innings until the 10th, and then Caitlin Morrison comes up and hits a 2-run home run, which was huge. So and Bridget was just, was great this weekend for us, and just very fortunate for her performance. And but in short, we came away with the series. That's always our goal going into every weekend, is let's find a way to win the series. And that was actually the first time our program has ever won a series against Nebraska. So that was a really big deal. And that's one of the top offenses in this conference, and one of the best teams. So to come away, it was a great stadium, great crowd, obviously mostly red in the stands, so it made the win even sweeter. But yeah, our kids were they were just lights out as far as their toughness this weekend. It was pretty awesome to see.
Well, let's talk about Bridget a little bit. Candidly, Coach, this sounds like a Hollywood script, okay? Freshman pitcher. She was hitless for the season.
Right.
So
yes.
This game-tying home run, it's not just her first home run. It's her first hit, not just for the season, but as a collegian. and then she pitches 10 innings to win the
Right.
game. Like I said, that sounds like a hobby coach.
You know, it's pretty impressive what Bridget's been able to do, and sometimes when you're in big moments, you need the experience on how to, how to handle it, and she doesn't. I mean, that she just went up there, and I think that the one great thing about Bridget is her mindset and her composure level, especially as a freshman. We see it all the time on the mound, but that at bat just was it was a great at bat, so we always knew that Bridget was she's a great hitter as well as a good pitcher, and we just because she throws so much for us, we haven't given her as many offensive opportunities, but it's gonna be hard to keep her out of the lineup after what she did on Sunday. So, but no, it was just a great weekend for Bridget overall. But I tell you, Bridget can't do, and Bridget will be the first to tell you this as well. Bridget can't do what she does on the mound without her defense behind her, because the defense have been great. Every time any of our pitchers step out on the mound, they trust our defense, and that's a big part of a pitcher's success. For me, defense and pitching, it goes hand in hand. So definitely credit to Bridget, but also just to credit to our team and our defense and our kids for just how they fought this weekend. It was pretty awesome. It's exciting to see.
I'll bet. And if I'm Bridget, I'm just saying, Coach, how could you keep me out of the lineup after that?
Yes.
Speaking of Bridget, I noticed also that Bridget and a couple more players, you've got 3 players from California on your roster.
Yes.
How do you get California softball players to come to Happy Valley to play softball?
Right. Well, we actually have a total of 7. So there are 4 other California kids. We have a senior, Lauren Marcotte. We have our twins are also from California, and we have Jenna Nelson, who's from Southern California. But I've just always had West Coast connections, just from the various schools that I've been to. So Southern California is a hotbed for recruiting. And I think that the cool story about the freshmen that are from Southern California is they're all from the same travel ball team. So, and they all committed to us
Oh,
at different times. So our shortstop, Giselle Hernandez and Audrey Mendoza, they actually committed to us first. And then Bridget came. Bridget was the last of the 3 that committed to us. So just thankful for all 3 of our freshmen that are from, and all of our kids from California. They're all great. So, but yes, there are 3 teammates on our team.
that's fantastic. I wonder how did they feel playing in the early spring here when it was a little chilly, a lot colder, I'm sure, than what they had to deal with out in California.
And that's I had one of them actually ask me a great question, and one I don't think I've ever had. And our shortstop Giselle just said, "Coach, how do you play in the cold weather?" And just talking to her about making sure she stays warm, and making sure she drinks hot food and eats hot food before the game. So, but they've handled it, and they've handled it well. All 3 of them. They don't make excuses. I know at times they've been pretty cold, but they're tough kids. So, and that's why they're here and playing for us here at Penn State. So just a great group of kids for sure.
Let's talk a little bit about the schedule going forward.
Yes.
You are at home this weekend,
Yes.
playing Michigan State
Yep.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And what's really great with the schedule, I know a lot of our listeners are football fans, are going to be in town for the blue white game, but the schedule lines up very nicely on for that game after the football game, right?
Yes, it does. So I believe football kicks off at 2 o'clock. So we moved our game to 4:30. So it's always great to be at home. And honestly, we were excited to play at home on a blue and white weekend. I've never been here. This will be my first spring game and playing at home here at Penn State. So I'm excited because I know that there's going to be a ton of people at Beaver Stadium supporting our, Coach Franklin and our football team. And we would love to see a lot of blue and white in our stands this weekend. So I just would like to tell everybody after they go and check out the football guys, if they come over and check us out over at Beard Stadium, that would be awesome.
And for those of you who've never been to a softball game, it's great where it's set up. It's literally just a quick walk down Park Avenue to get to the state. You don't have to repark your car. Just walk from Beaver Stadium over
Absolutely.
to the softball field. It's really easy. And I mentioned to you when we got together last time, Coach, that I went. I'll admit it was my very first softball game there. It's a great facility, a lot of fun, a lot of excitement. It's a great fun sport to watch.
Yes, I agree. And I think where our game is right now, where the sport of softball, we're always on television. And it's we're one of the most popular sports. And I think it's a great sport. Our teams, and I think all softball teams, but in particular our kids, they play the game with a lot of energy. There's a lot of cheering that goes on in our dugout that I know you appreciated, Jim. But no, it's a great environment, great atmosphere. It's just going to be a really good series this weekend with the Spartans coming in and just looking to be at home again, because there's nothing like playing in our stadium.
It is a great experience. I'm hoping to get in this weekend also to see you play, Coach. Now, let's just talk real quickly in the last minute or two we have left. You're not just You have some goals for this team, and there is postseason coming. Now, Northwestern is in first place. You don't get to play them in the regular season, but you still have the Big Ten tournament to come up. First of all, when is that? What kind of format do they play for the Big Ten tournament?
Yeah, so the tournament this year is going to be up at Iowa. So we play on campus sites, and it just happens to be Iowa's turn. But there's 14 softball teams, and they take the top 12 teams. So, and it's a single elimination tournament, and it runs from Wednesday till a Saturday, and the winner of that will get the automatic bid for our conference to go to the postseason. And ultimately, Jim, we talked about this, and I'm not afraid to say it, and we've been saying it from the start of the year, but we have one mission, and that's to get to regionals this year. And our program has not been there since 2011, and that's just what our minds are set on. So I feel that we're in a good place right now. Our RPIs, we're in the 20s, which is a really good spot to be in. Our program hasn't been that high in RPI, and I'm not sure. It's been a long time if we've been that high with RPI. So, but again, our kids, we don't get caught up on results. We're big on let's celebrate our successes as we go along this journey. But it always comes back to how are we going 1-0, whether it's in practice, whether it's in the weight room, and whether it's in that game, because we know all the numbers it's not going to help us to beat Michigan State this weekend. But just really proud of our kids and where our program is right now. And just so much credit to them and my coaching staff for just, grinding every day. And I'm lucky. I'm surrounded by amazing women every single day. So, but yeah, we're excited. We're excited for where we are right now, and excited for where we're going.
Fantastic, Coach. Thanks so much for being on the show. And just a reminder, Saturday after the Blue White football game, head over to the softball field. You won't regret it. It's a lot of fun. We'll see you next time on the Keystone Kickoff Show.
Awesome. Thank you, Jim.
Keystone Sports Network.